Hey, what's going on, guys? We are back and we are here talking about Madden NFL 20 discussion. I got the EA Madden NFL stream going on over here, waiting for them to talk about what's new in franchise mode and stuff like that. So, very interested to hear about Face of the Franchise and franchise mode itself. We'll see what they have and if there's anything good coming away from it. Now, while we wait, we'll play some Madden and stuff, but it's supposed to start in a little bit. I'm gonna turn it up so that everybody can hear. What's up, CDJ? How's it going? So we'll get things started. I'm trying to fix my chat for real though. I wonder why it's not. So let's see. Oh, there you go. It's a little small though. See if we can fix that. What's going on? Have they started? No, they haven't started yet. So there's 10 teams you can pick for the uh, face of the franchise QB1. In fact, let me put this right here so I can keep looking straight at you guys while I'm watching this. But again, I'm very interested to see what new stuff they have. No, let's align it to the bottom. Oops. There we go. All right, looks like it's about to start, guys. 7 o'clock. Looks like they're going to talk about QB1 and then franchise. I expect there to be a lot of QB1 talk. Not sure how much we're going to get, but we'll see. Also, let's see. Also, they're probably not going to talk about anything that hasn't been released. So I don't expect any like new nuggets from franchise or face of the franchise. I just think more in depth or more details about the specific features that they have launched. I know one of the things I have for franchise mode is can you play multiple can you play the Pro Bowl in a multi online league? Hey, what's going on, Mo? Shop, do you think Madden 20 is going to turn things around right now? I have no faith and don't plan to purchase this game in the first few months. I think that's the approach you got to take, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Good stuff.
All right, so we're live.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Good
What's
stuff.
up, man?
Not much. We got we got Z Farrell's here, Zach Farley. We're here to talk a little bit about Face of the Franchise QB1 today and some of the franchise updates coming to Madden 20. So really excited about that. Go ahead and give people a little look into what the stream is going to be about today. You know, why we're here, why we're doing this, and whatnot.
Yeah, so we're actually taking over a hallway here at
I was about to say,
Tiburon.
they're in the
There's
hallway in
developers here that
Tiburon.
are still live working right now on this. Everything you're going to see tonight is work in progress, of course, but we're really excited to bring you this information. We actually have developers, we have the creative director, we have senior designer, the lead of the franchise mode, but everybody's here, everybody's working, and we're excited to show you a little bit more behind the scenes tonight. We do these streams every day for those of you folks that don't know. I know the Ultimate Team community knows us here. We do Madden Daily Drops, but we're going to get some new viewers tonight that are franchise mode fans, and they're coming out, and they're going to get some great information, and they might be confused, like, who are we? What do we do? Why does it look? We're just here to give you guys the info that we feel the community needs, and that's what Agent K does, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm going to leave because no one can give you better information than the actual developers themselves, but we'll be taking your questions in the chat and kind of recapping everything we've seen and some stuff to look forward to. So that's the purpose of this. That's the goal. It's to give you all the details, everything you need to know, and then follow up with you and get those questions. So we're here to have a good time.
Good stuff. And I've already noticed the stream is already going off the rails right now because that title is incorrect. I mean, I think they put like a really technical title. Can we, Gibbs? Can we get that fixed?
Seems made up.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
We go. We got Z Farrell's man of the people here. And Kralo, we're gonna go ahead and bring on some of the developers here.
Again, Mobile, I think that's probably the right approach to take.
Senior designer Hugh Shelton. We'll talk a little bit about QB1.
It's a wait and see. I mean, look, it's April.
Think about what we've seen so far with Madden 20 at the NFL Draft. Patrick Mahomes was announced. Aaron Donald's a Madden ambassador. He brings superstar X factors to the table. He'll be on the defensive side of the ball, tearing it up. So we've seen that. We saw the Pro Bowl screenshot. We've seen Patrick Mahomes. He's got, a cannon arm. He's got lots going on. We're going to talk about that in upcoming streams. You see right there, Kamara, and then, of course, Juju is back at it.
Yeah.
Steelers fan. I think the creative director may have said, let's get some more Steelers out in there. You got a cover athlete last year. But, for those of you that missed that or what exactly do you do in Superstar QB, we're going to dive into the details. But as you know, you create that quarterback. You pick from one of those 10 schools. You dominate the college football playoff. Get to the draft, finally get into the league, get into that franchise mode, and more details coming up on that. So these are the 10 schools. This is just kind of recapping, getting everybody up to speed,
for sure,
making sure we're all starting on even footing before we dive real deep into what's going on and get the actual good stuff tonight.
Yeah, and we'll follow up with the stream with some gridiron notes. If you guys haven't been following that, there's a deep dive article about what we're talking about today. We'll also be on Madden Daily Drops tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern to walk through any kind of questions that you guys might have in the chat. We'll talk a little bit more about that at the very end of the stream on how you can go ahead and get us that information so we can go ahead and answer.
Hey, what's up, Orlando? How you doing, man?
I've already streamed once today.
I appreciate that follow, J-Dab.
What I do want to see, though, is the upcoming stream schedule. So show us in the future where people can watch more. And when we come back, we'll, of course, have Mike Young. So we're going to leave this up. I'm heading out, and Agent K will deliver this to you tonight. But don't forget, if you love franchise mode, but also we got the Ultimate Team community. They're going to come back in 2 weeks. Superstar X Factor, gameplay, and then Madden Mobile. So these are the dates you want to bookmark. You want to follow the channel. You want to hit the bell. You want to get the notifications.
For sure.
And, of course, we'll follow up.
What's up, Doral? How you doing, man?
All week with our daily morning stream. So totally up to you guys here, but we appreciate you tuning in tonight for franchise, and Mike Young will be back. I'm out.
Why would I go to the channel? Yeah, I'm ready for franchise news as well. I'm not being too hyped. I don't want to, again, the two things I'm really excited about so far that they've mentioned
looks like we're back
is the
right
live
now.
service.
We got Mike Young, the creative director for Madden. Thank you so much for taking some time to come out here and talk to the community about this.
Just the live service. That's what I'm really excited
about. Really excited about this career campaign. And, how you been, man?
Busy. We're doing a lot of cool stuff. X Factors, base the franchise. So lots to talk about with Madden.
All right. Well, let's get into it. First off, we're going to talk about Face the Franchise. You're going to go ahead and pick your school. That's one of those things, and we'll go ahead and take a look right here. We have a little animation. Very fresh, very modern. I will say Madden 20 and the creative design is really, really nice and modern, which is really exciting. Kind of pop and feel, too.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big focus for us to make a more, youthful, exciting, modern Madden. You'll notice a lot of our...
Yeah, they did release more players, though, right?
Players showing emotion. You got Juju.
No, they're live now, Orlando.
These are the new young faces of the league. They're personable. They're exciting. They're great players, but they seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what the new Madden is all about.
Yeah, no, I mean, hey, if you're a superstar, act like a superstar, feel like a superstar, very authentic. So let's go ahead and talk right here. We have a screenshot. When you go into Face the Franchise QB1, you're going to go ahead and choose your school. Walk me through the screenshot right here.
Yeah, so one of the cool things about Face of the Franchise is it is a story about personalizing your journey to the NFL. We did Long Shot a couple years ago. We had Texas and Oregon in there, but the disappointing thing for our fans was that it wasn't you.
Yeah.
And you never really played with Texas and Oregon. So this is an experience where people are going to get to choose one of these 10 schools, play through this past year's national championship, the
They
playoff
did add
balance.
personalities. That was the
Hopefully they
other
get to
thing.
Santa Clara,
What's up,
national
Ali
championship.
Device?
There's no guarantees. So this is, you're playing full games. Your guy.
They are going to
face
redo
that
playbooks.
team.
There's going to be
He's kind of a
RPOs
Cardell Jones storyline
and some other
where
stuff.
he's
RPOs,
super
air
talented
raid.
player who is thrust into the limelight. Can he step up and put himself in the conversation for that year's draft? So could he
Twitch.tv.
springboard by playing well into being drafted alongside Kyler Murray, Drew Lock? We want him in that conversation.
That's awesome. And I know once you do that, you're going to go ahead and kind of create your QB face right here. And there's going to be like basic settings and some advanced settings. So here's some screens if you want to talk a little bit about that and the idea behind it.
Yeah, I mean, this mode is really about feeling like you are in this story. And if you can't create somebody that looks like you,
no hit scan,
doesn't feel like you. You're just picking somebody. So in the last few years, I think with Madden, you're really just picking a generic head, and you couldn't modify it at all. So we're building a whole suite of tools to allow you to really craft somebody that looks like you: hairstyles, beards, nose shape, nose length, mouth shape, all this cool stuff to make it feel personal. You can even change your voice.
Okay, good stuff.
So cycle through.
Wow,
find
change
a
your voice.
You feel is yours, and I think one thing we're really doing that's cool is you don't spend time in menus making these choices. It's part of the story. It's all woven in. All these choices feel like dynamic story moments, like you might see in like a Fallout game. It's a cool way to present it.
No, I love it. I know like at the end of the day,
what's up,
when
Titans fan?
you kind of enter into this career campaign, you want to be you. You want to represent who you are and kind of have that look and that feel and everything like that. I know the next thing after this, so we have another screen, is that once you kind of go ahead and do the face editing, you're gonna be put into a situation where it's like you're gonna pick your QB archetype. Can you talk a little bit about QB archetypes and what those are?
Yeah, we had archetypes in the game last year, but this is really going to set you down your path, and I think people have heard about superstar abilities. This first choice here, is setting you down a path of the type of quarterback you want to develop into, but it's also giving you your first superstar ability. And that's one of the exciting parts about this mode is this is really a campaign into a superstar mode, franchise type experience where this is your journey to the NFL, but some of these choices, where you get drafted, how you play, what team you end up on, leads into your career. So these first choices are actually really important if you want to go on and win Super Bowls, make the Pro Bowl, and it allows you to craft the character.
Okay, and once you do that, what's like the next progression of that?
once you're into the franchise mode?
Yeah, no, so once you go ahead and get your QB archetype, you're going to go into your pregame workout, and then what happens specifically.
Hey, I totally understand, Roger.
One of the things we want to do
totally
is,
understand.
We're putting you into this fiction of this current season, but there are some characters.
It is crazy looking at
you become
Vice.
friends with, and one of them is wide receiver, who's one of the
I hope
top
so
wide
too,
receivers
man.
in college, and you go out into the stadium before the game, not in full pads, which for our Madden fans, it's kind of cool to see your player in different gear. He's in authentic football, pants, but he's wearing like a shirt like this.
Yeah, for sure.
Pregame warmup stuff.
For sure.
And we haven't had stuff like that, but this is a great moment for story experiences. Tend to draw in not just the core audience, but they bring in more casual people who just want to play a story. So this is a great moment to either refresh your knowledge of all the things you can do as a quarterback, some of the more complicated.
Hey Roger, I love the game for what it is,
you might have
man.
forgotten how to throw the ball away to avoid a sack. So this is a great little.
I'm definitely not one of those guys who
story moment that allows
complain
you to
about the
refresh all your
game
skills,
and
how to
then
throw a
still
high
buy it.
pass, how to
I don't complain
go
about
into
the
a
game.
run animation out of the pocket, and it's just a nice little thing.
Yeah,
Not to the point where I'm
I've
like,
heard is that you
F
wanna
this game,
execute
I'm
on
not
that
playing
well,
this no
'cause
more.
it does
There's definitely a
have
lot of
some
people out there like
Everything
that.
you do
I'm not
in
like
this
that.
mode matters. It either changes the type of quarterback you are, your draft position, improves your relationship with the character in the storyline. That is
Relationships.
one thing that we really wanted is if you have a story scene, you're making a choice, and the choice matters.
Yeah, that's great. After all of this, you're going to go into your combine, and like you're talking about choices, there's a lot of things that are going to happen. That you're going to have to make some tough choices, and you're going to have to make some decisions. We have some, like right here, you'll see a little screenshot, a little video here of your NFL Combine experience. But walk me through the NFL Combine experience in Face of the Franchise.
Well, I mean, one thing you want, and I think you've been cut off the camera there.
I've been cut off the camera. Hey,
he's back.
Hey.
Great. I can't talk to a ghost, So the combine experience again was meant to make you feel like you were competing alongside.
I think so too, Vice. But there's a lot of people that don't like 19.
And
I think
we run you through some drills, and
it'd be different
if
the game was getting worse every year. I don't think the game is getting worse every year.
With GMs,
is it up to par with where we think it should be? No. But I don't think it's getting worse every year.
You're doing a press conference from there, so again, we wanted to sort of put you in these real, authentic NFL moments. Red carpets, press conferences, the combine, the Pro Bowl, the college playoffs, all these things we haven't had Madden before, but it's really about your story and having this, NFL fantasy of being in the league or on your way to the league with real players, and you bump into Patrick Mahomes, you see Kyler Murray on the red carpet. It's meant to feel like you were immersed in this year's
that's pretty cool.
Draft. That's awesome. That's really, really great. I mean, you have the NFL draft. You're gonna have the NFL draft sequence, and then you're up to start your career, and then that's Face of the Franchise right there. And we have here's a little a scene from the game of you going through that NFL draft sequence. So if you want to talk a little bit about this and kind of like the mindset behind the creation of all this.
What is this? Can't hear him. Wow. I don't know what they are doing here. It's like they didn't even try. It's like they didn't rehearse for this. It's like they don't know what is going on. Oh, now they get it.
So I think there's a lot of reasons to replay it and get the.
And now we lost everything he just said.
Maybe try a different archetype. So the choices, I think, do make it really special.
And then once you kind of go through the Face of the Franchise, what's next?
Well, then you're headed into our mode that's it's franchise mode, but because you played through this experience, you have a storyline, a specific storyline based on where you've landed, where you were drafted, the type of quarterback you are. Your choices do matter, and we're handing it over to what we're calling the scenario engine, which Hugh's, one of our senior designers, is going to come up and talk about. But that is our way to extend a story. It's more of an RPG.
They are showing something from the game draft night. From the draft night. Okay.
But each, week to week, we're generating storylines that feel authentic to living the life of a star and represent more of the things you go through as a face of the franchise, the types of questions you'll be asked, the pressure that's put on you, and they have impacts
on
the
present?
Your team.
Look at the present
could
icon.
Be morale, could be your ratings, could be your XP. So there's a lot of things to manage. And one thing I'm actually really excited about is the player progression. Because of the superstar abilities and X Factor,
I can hear them now.
I think you can have a lot of fun, building your character. It'll be more like a game like Spider-Man, where it's almost like a loadout. You might have unlocked this thing Patrick Mahomes has, but it's just not right for the way you play.
Yeah.
And you might unlock a different thing and try that on like a Tom Brady ability that might more suit how you play. So I think you're really going to feel like you're
Spies
crafting
do pick up crazy stuff. I feel like people have adjusted to Spies though now.
Makes a lot of sense. Good stuff. Well, I'm really excited to kind of get my hands on this. I know we've been playing a little bit around the office right now, and you know, you guys are like hammering day in, day out, and I know Hugh's going to come up here and talk to us a little bit, you know, a lot more about the scenario engine that you brought up. He's going to kind of give those intricacies and how all that works. So, man, Mike, thanks so much for coming on the stream.
Yeah,
really appreciate it. I'm sure we'll see you around the studio, maybe kind of walking down the halls in the future streams and whatnot. But again, really thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate all the work that you and your team are doing. So I know this is some stuff that you're hearing the community, some stuff they want to do, and you know, it's baby steps, but we're heading in the right direction, which is
baby
exciting.
steps.
Yeah, I hope they believe that. I think we're really committed to franchise depth, and you know, authenticity and these immersive experiences where there's storylines that are about how you're playing and the game's reacting to you and your choices. So I think it's exciting.
Good stuff, man. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Mike, for coming through. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and bring out Hugh Shelton. He is a senior designer on the franchise team. Some people say he's the lead of franchise. Other people say he is the god of franchise. So we have Hugh here right now. Good stuff.
Hello.
Hugh, thanks for coming, man. I really appreciate it. I know it's been a long day for a lot of folks, but we're here right now going to get into this. So scenario engine, you know, Mike brought it up. Let's talk a little bit about that. Can you elaborate on the scenario engine and how that kind of plays a factor in the game?
Yeah, I sure can. First, I just want to say I'm really excited to be here. I'm really excited to be talking about the game.
Yeah.
We have been working on it for a long time. We've got a lot of people on this team that are super passionate about building the best experience that we can for our players.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of work going into delivering this, and it's just really great that we are now getting to share some of this. Every year, people are looking forward to hearing what we have to say, and I'm glad that I'm now part of the team that's getting to deliver that message to our users.
That's awesome, man. Well,
Yeah.
great stuff.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll talk right here. We have a screenshot. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Talking about the scenario engine, go ahead and elaborate a little bit more, kind of what's going on here.
Yeah, sure. So Mike touched on this a bit, but as you are
I did too,
going
Kenneth.
through your franchise experience, and if that's either in player mode or if you're playing through coach mode, you're going to be triggering these different conversations based on what it is that you're doing in your season. So if you're having a really good season, you might have some scenarios that are triggering that are based on the opponents that you're going up against.
Got it.
So we're adding in these new X factors, which everybody's going to hear a lot about going in our future streams. And
So you gonna get cut?
we're going to highlight those guys. We're going to give a lot more identity to the teams that are in franchise mode and the players that are in franchise mode. So you're going to, as a coach, let's say, you get a text message from your offensive coordinator. He's going to say, hey, we're going up against J.J. Watt this week. And how confident are you in going up against this guy? We're going to let you choose what kind of objective that you want to take into your upcoming game. So are you just going to win the game? Do you think that you're going to be able to avoid getting sacked at all that game? Do you think you're going to be able to throw for 400 yards that game? And based on that, you get better rewards based on your harder decision. And also, if you go in and you complete that goal, if you're having a rough season, like if you're struggling, we're actually going to reward you some more XP than if you're having a really stellar season. One thing that we notice with our players is that a lot of time, especially in single player modes, franchises, if somebody is having really dominant seasons, they just continue to have dominant seasons.
Yeah.
And the people that are struggling, they don't really ever get the help that they need. And this is a way, this new scenario engine is a way that we can kind of bridge that gap for people. And that's just one example. Another one is
I don't want
in
the
franchise
bridge
mode,
gap closed.
you
If they're bad, they're
often are used
bad.
to drafting a player maybe in the later
What's up,
rounds.
Lockdown? I
Let's
just saw
say
your
the
name
fourth
in
or
the
fifth or sixth
chat.
round.
In
And
the
they come out
EA
and they
chat.
have a lower OVR and they have a lower development trait, and they never really turn into much throughout their career. These scenarios are now going to allow us to have these breakout player story arcs where
I agree.
one
I
of these
agree as
guys
well,
that you
Kenneth. I
drafted
think Madden
later on in the
19
draft,
is better.
has a good game.
What they lying about now?
He is recognized for having that good game, and then you get a goal to get him the ball even more in your upcoming match.
Yeah.
And then he could break out. He could get a lot of XP. He could increase his development trait. And again, this is all tied to kind of how your season is going and who you're playing with on your team.
Yeah, so I mean, from a ratings perspective, I know that's like a big question. I know there's dynamic and static quests that are going to be out there, and Can you talk a little bit about the dynamic and static quests that are going on?
So the dynamic scenarios that are coming up are kind of the ones that I talked about. So the breakout player, you have to do something for that to trigger, or the X Factor boss battles, like that's specific to a player that you're going up against. And that's as you're going through many years of franchise mode, when we generate new players, new rookies that have that X Factor depth trait. I actually want to touch on that a little bit later.
I know where you're going, so I heard about that.
I'll come back to that.
So yeah.
I'll come back to that. But even those generated players that turn into X Factors later on, you'll get these scenarios about those guys. So those are dynamic. The ones that we're considering more static are, a lot of them are tied to your first season and face of the franchise. And even when we say static, it's not completely static. The text that you're having in these conversations, the types of situations that you find yourself in are based on that prologue story, and it's also based on your performance during that season. But what is static about them is that they're kind of set to fire in certain weeks. So we know that it's going to fire in preseason week 1. You're going to have a preseason position battle as a quarterback, regardless of where you get drafted.
Right.
Got it.
Okay.
So like new scenarios and whatnot, are things that are going to be happening kind of in random situations.
Yeah, the dynamics are a little bit more, they're not necessarily random. Like we're triggering them for specific reasons, but then you have the other ones that are kind of set to set weeks.
Okay, and I know you touched a little bit on development abilities. You want to expand upon that just a little bit?
Development ability, development traits. Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we've updated our development trait system going into this year. I know we did a pass last year, and we normally wouldn't have wanted to update it again so soon.
Mm-hmm.
But we're adding in these X Factor abilities. We're adding in the superstar abilities, and so we're tying those new abilities to these development traits.
Okay.
So now you have your X Factor superstar development trait as the top one, your superstar dev trait as the second, your star as the third, and then normal as the fourth. Players are still going to be able to move up and down development traits at the end of the season. But as I mentioned, now you're going to also have scenarios that can kind of have that happen mid-season, which makes things a lot more interesting. We're also supporting our rookies in a different way, and this is one that I'm excited about. I think that we're going to continue to go down this path more in the future, but let's say you do draft a rookie that is either a superstar or an X Factor. You're not going to know which he is right away. He's going to have a hidden development, and he's also not going to have his abilities. So you're going to have to play with him for quite a while, maybe like half a season somewhat, until you unlock what that development actually is, and then when you find out what his abilities are.
Yeah, that part's pretty exciting. It kind of adds like you're sitting there and it's a surprise and delight as you're going through, and it's one of those things that you have to really think about, when you're drafting your players, and it's kind of like it keeps your interest in there, like who's going to unlock later on down the season based on their performance. Good stuff. So ratings tunings and things like that. Talk to me a little bit about that in the mode.
Yeah, so this year, the ratings guys have taken on a pretty massive effort into rebalance how we're doing our ratings. They've stretched them out greatly, and this means things like, to give people some example of the scope of these changes, we probably have around 400 less players that are at 70 OVR or higher. I think this is something that people are going to have to get used to. They're going to be surprised to come into the mode and see that some of their starting players are in the 50 OVR range. This does a lot of cool things for gameplay and for your experience playing through franchise. Your players are going to progress longer. You have a longer runway to get them to the top now. And it also makes the difference between some of our players even greater than it has been before, in terms of, let's say, a player that is 79 OVR going up to 80 OVR. When you make that upgrade, he's going to gain a lot more rating points than he has in previous years, because we actually are using a wider range of ratings than we have before. And it's also going to mean that our star players, our superstars, stand out even more from our other players because the rating stretch is so big.
That's good stuff. So I also heard some stuff about coach mode. There's been some updates to coach mode as well.
Yeah, so the scenarios are going to be making coach mode even better. The rating stretch applies to coach mode. We are also taking some pretty heavy efforts in terms of updating our draft class generator. One of our designers on the team, Dave Soros, has been working really hard. He's been a diehard fan of the mode for a very long time, and he he's taking all his passion, he's just putting it into there. We've got a wide range of new names that are being generated, like as an example of like the kind of quality polish things that we get added in. But we're also looking at the ratings ranges that we're getting out of these draft classes, and I think that people who are drafting in 20 they're going to have to learn some new things to be able to draft effectively, because people have kind of already figured out what it is that they need to do in 19.
Got it. Good stuff. So I feel like sorry, brain fire there. So like draft updates, how are those going to work out in the game this year?
So somewhat of what I just mentioned a little bit about, we're going to have a little bit more variety in terms of the players that you're drafting, their names, information about them, what their ratings are, the hidden development on rookies that are superstars or X factors. Those are some of those changes. We're on the going back to your previous question though, where you're just asking like, what about tuning for the whole mode?
Yeah.
We're looking at a lot of the systems that already exist inside a franchise. So re-signing your players. There's some exploits out there where you can do some things to the contract length or how much you're offering for a salary or a bonus that really isn't what we want it to be. So we've gone in and we're updating the logic there to kind of avoid those and make it a more authentic experience for people. That's one system that we're touching. We're also looking at trades, how we're valuing players going into trades. We see a lot of feedback from people of not being fully happy with.
We need negotiation of contracts.
That's going to be an ongoing effort. It's a pretty complicated space when we're dealing with players' ages, we're dealing with their OVRs, we're dealing with the needs of the teams, we're dealing with how many players are in the league. We're trying to cram a lot, and that's just part of it into the mode.
So we got a screenshot right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Walk me through a little bit, because you see different colors and you see different kind of things, and it looks like a MUT screen, but you guys have made some changes to the overall lineup this year. Walk me through that.
Yeah, so we come in here, we have given users a full screen experience for managing their roster, which before it was kind of in a scramped, it was a tighter space.
Yeah.
We're doing that for a couple of reasons. Over on the right-hand side, you can't really see it, but when you tab over to that with the thumbstick, it'll pull out this panel, and that's where you manage your X Factor abilities.
Got it.
So you can only ever have 3 X Factor abilities active on offense at a time, or only 3 X Factor abilities active on defense at a time, and that's where you're going to control it. Again, in next week's stream, I think you guys will get into that a little bit more.
Yeah, we'll definitely be getting into the gameplay, into the Superstar X Factor ability stream next week. So we're really excited about that. So, it's just something to kind of tune in and observe. The next thing...
Well, a couple more notes on the screen before we move on.
The OVRs are blurred out. That's the
okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's a big
Yes.
thing? Yes.
Yeah, the OVRs are blurred. Also, if you see, we've added some color to the backgrounds of these players. This is going to make it a lot easier at a glance to tell which of your players have which development traits. And so if you have an X Factor, he's going to have a red background. A Superstar is going to have a gold background. The players on this screen, those dev traits are still a work in progress.
I'm still not sold on the contract stuff. Like, until I see it,
got it.
I don't know.
No, that's great.
Yeah, you do get drops. I got a drop for it.
A little thunder for later on.
Madden 20 reveal stream Twitch drop.
So next up, do we have any more additional screenshots that we're going to go ahead and share with our squad? There we go. Let's take this at the screen fits.
So Kansas City has the air raid.
We really have been trying to refresh a lot of the different areas of franchise mode. I've touched on some of them already. Scheme fits is another space. This was something that we added in last year, and we're making it better this year. We're going in, we're adding some new schemes that give you better personnel variety that you can set up your team with. We're also going in at some of the existing screens. Mike is taking a picture of me off stream right now. He's throwing me off. Thank you, Mike. We're also updating some of our existing schemes that were already in Madden 19, just again to kind of give a better variety of positions.
It sounds like they're pushing CFM,
a better variety of archetypes.
To me, it's still a wait and see.
The various schemes.
Guys, if you haven't already, hit stick that follow button for me if you're watching on Twitch. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit stick that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Reevaluating all of the sources of XP that come into the mode, and scheme fits are one of the biggest ones right now. We went really heavy-handed last year in terms of how much XP we give you if you're a scheme fit, and it made it really hard for players to build teams with players that did not fit that scheme fit.
Got it, yeah.
And we know that we want to continue to improve this system year over year. And once we get some better flexibility in terms of the variety of positions that are assigned to an individual slot, let's take wide receivers, for example. Right now, our schemes support one archetype for a wide receiver. We know that that's not as flexible as we'd like to have in the future. So in order to kind of prevent people from feeling like they always have to go for a deep threat if they have a scheme with the deep threat receiver on it, we've taken that XP
Hey,
buffer
appreciate that
to
follow,
50%,
Jeff Dude, 112.
50% and taking it down to 10%. So you're still going to want to get players that match your schemes, but it's not going to be so limiting that you can't build a more versatile team.
Awesome. Talk to me about the Pro Bowl. That was one of the things that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So we see a lot of images out there, and people are hyped about that.
Yeah, I mean, it is the first experience that you're going to see when you come into Madden as a whole. But in franchise mode, it's actually a really exciting moment now at the end of the season. If you have been selected to either coach the Pro Bowl or play in the Pro Bowl, you get to now play on the field with all these other guys that are at the top of their game for your
Can you
most
play
recent
the Pro
franchise
Bowl in
season.
a
And
multi-online
what
league?
really makes it special is all these new abilities that we've just added to the game. When you play through your normal franchise games, unless you do some fishy stuff, you're probably going to have a team that only has a handful of X Factors and superstars. In some cases, you might not have any X Factors on your team. But when you get to these Pro Bowls, the whole field's going to be covered in these guys, and it really makes
I still got it
feel
on
different
Xbox
than
360.
we've seen in previous years at the end of the season.
No, I got
where
head
before,
coach.
All you would get is just a list of players.
05.
And another thing that's really awesome for this in multi
I got the one
leagues,
with,
which I've fallen in love with multi-user leagues ever since joining
the
franchise
Indianapolis
team,
coach.
is that we are setting it up so that if at the end of the season, is in coach mode, the tuning right now is you need to get 6 wins to be able to be picked for the Pro Bowl. We're going to pair players up against each other so that they can play head-to-head matchups in their own versions of the Pro Bowl. So, again, this is something I'm really looking forward to at the end of my franchise seasons of playing against the other guys that are playing in the league. We're going to pair people up based on their record for the season, and it's just a way of – it's going to be a fun experience.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So gameplay – I heard that also the gameplay effects were updated for franchise.
Gameplay effects?
Sorry. So throw power overhauls and QB trajectories.
So some of the mechanics, I think the gameplay guys will get into that a little bit more, but throw power is something that's been updated. It's the ball trajectory that we're seeing from some of our past types wasn't exactly what we wanted in last year. Again, I'm going to let the gameplay guys touch on that a bit more, but it is coming.
That's awesome. Great stuff.
So it looks like ball trajectory
thank you so much for
might be
coming through.
fixed.
Really do appreciate it. You guys are doing some amazing work. I mean, there's a lot of things happening in franchise, also face of the franchise QB1. Honestly, the people that are still here in the office, I'm looking around, they're really the faces of the franchise, just putting in those long hours to make things happen. So thank you to the franchise team for doing all that they do, man.
Yeah, thank you as well. Thanks
no
for
problem, man.
talking with
Appreciate
me.
it. We're going to go ahead and bring
Thanks to
back
all of our
in
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll close this thing in style, man. You crushed it, dude. Thanks.
Cool.
Good stuff.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Hey, what's up, man, other people?
Not much. A lot of activity in the chat. Want to remind folks that an article is live right now. So if you missed part of this, if you missed the front of it, obviously you can go check out that blog. Hugh was on it. A lot of other members of the franchise team helped. They go in depth with everything that we talked about here and just kind of give you that detail, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got folks making videos about all the new screenshots and stuff like that. A reminder, all this stuff is work in progress. I know we had the graphic on it, but that's something that we want to make sure we remind people to check out.
No, and I think it's really great. I mean, one of the things that we heard from the community is that you guys want information early and often. You kind of want an appointment set so you can kind of tune into what's going on. And, the Gridiron Notes is going to be that place. It's going to be that opportunity for us to, if we do a live stream, go back to the Gridiron Notes.
They need fair play settings.
Give people more in depth. Sometimes you can't cover everything on the stream. Maybe we kind of cover it in an article or a blog, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Yeah, and we have folks monitoring the chat. They're letting us know the feedback, and obviously we're going to keep improving these as we go forward. So
it's the first one.
We got the camera plugged in just in time. Just a little bit of excitement here because you need that on your Thursday night. So we're going to work on that. We're going to work on the audio. We appreciate you guys. We completely understand. And we're going to keep making this thing the best we can be time and time again. So we do have more streams coming up the rest of this season. Thursday at 7 p.m. are the key times. They hinted at some of the new stuff coming to X Factors. You know, it is going to affect franchise mode. That's across everything. So that's big to know. And then, of course, the gameplay stream later. We have the Ultimate Team in 2 weeks. So big streams coming up. We appreciate everyone that tuned in, all the supporters out there. They were MDDing in the chat, and we had some new franchise-style viewers as well. So they'll be checking out that blog tonight, and then they'll be checking out Gridiron Notes tomorrow to break down more questions. We've got a full list. You can always tweet us your questions. We'll break them down, and you'll get your answers that you need. The goal of this, like we said, it's not to be flashy. It's not to give you more sizzle. We're trying to give you some steak with all the information you want to know. I think those guys did a great job with that tonight and really breaking down what you do.
So, yeah, you must be hungry.
I can always eat. I'm not actually ever really hungry, but I can always eat.
Yeah, so survey. I know we have a survey in the chat. Let's talk a little bit about that. You want to highlight that? What's going on?
Yeah, so right now in the chat, you can take a survey. If there's a bunch of questions about how the stream was and, of course, what you want to see in the future. So what do you want to see in future modes? And then at EA Play, we'll actually be revealing more about the experience of QB1, the story. So you can pick from what you want to learn about more next, and there's 3 choices there. So we'll drop that at EA Play. There will be a stream at EA Play. But take that survey. We'd love to know your feedback. It definitely helps us improve. As I said, we're going to keep getting better as these things go on. And look forward to hear your feedback.
Yeah, no, really appreciate you guys taking the time to go do that survey. It really lets us know what we did well, where we can improve and get you guys that information you're looking for. Tomorrow on Madden Daily Drops, we're going to be monitoring not only the chat, but social media. Like you said, we'll get those questions, and we'll try to answer some of those tomorrow. Once we get that, definitely for sure, get them to us tonight. We'll go ahead and talk with the teams first thing tomorrow for the MDD stream, and then go ahead and have a conversation and say, hey, what can we talk about? What can we give more information to our players and whatnot? So
yeah, and this may not be exactly what you're used to if you're not a regular MDD viewer. You may be like, they did a lot of talking, but really that is ultimately the goal, is to just have a dialogue with you and be able to get your questions and then be able to come back later, give you that feedback. So that's why we're here. That's why we do this, and we couldn't do it without you. So thank you for taking that survey if you have time. And we look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 7 p.m. or tomorrow morning at 10:30 to follow up with these questions, but then also to talk about the X Factors next week. So
good stuff. Awesome. Well, cool. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. We will see you next week or at 10:30 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Saturday, for our Madden Daily Drops. And again, here's the schedule. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, so got a lot of information about the new stuff. I think we should just go over the blog real quick and see what the blog says, because I know how did I get Twitch plaques? You just link your Madden account to Twitch and just go into EA streams when they stream, and you'll get drops like this. That's how you get it. All right, let's see if I can pull up. See if I can pull up the what you call it. You don't actually have to rewatch the stream or this. I mean, you can if you want to, but there's an article out there. I'm about to find it real quick. Alright, so this is actually my site. If you want to know, if you missed anything that's going on with Madden, come on over to my site, shopmaster.tv, and I have an article that talks about everything you need to know about Madden 20 so far, and it lists like all the stuff, like it lists, the pre-orders, the pre-order bonuses, the trailer, what screenshots have been done, which I will update sometime tonight or tomorrow. The new features, and then different articles where you can find more information. And so this is an article, I actually found this article way before the stream. So we'll go to this article right here. But this one is talking about be the face of the franchise, but it actually has a lot of franchise stuff in here. So they talk about the Pro Bowling returning, and on the stream he did talk about how that you'll be able to play another person in the Pro Bowl. So what they're going to do is they're going to get the two people with the best records from each conference, and you'll be able to play the Pro Bowl before the Super Bowl in an online franchise, which I think is pretty awesome. The other thing they talked about was ratings spread and how there's going to be a much more of a gap between numbers. So in this exam, actually they didn't go into as much detail as they do right here, but they said like the rating difference between a 90 and an 89 over player is now going to be larger than before. To watch their stream, all you got to do is go to twitch.tv/EA Madden NFL. That will take you to their Twitch channel, and then just go to videos, and their latest video will be up there if they're offline. So let's see what else. Also with the rating speed is they're going to be more impactful. Also, you'll see more starters in the mid 50s than you did before. So where everybody, even if you were terrible, you were like 70, 71, 72. Now you're actually going to have like mid 50 starters on your team, which I think is just going to be crazy. But to me, that's going to just sort of just talk about the disparity between players. When are they going to talk about playbooks? Not sure. Maybe they talked about playbooks a little bit, but they did add RPOs to playbooks, and they did add air raids to playbooks. So there was a screenshot today in the stream that showed that Kansas City Chiefs ran an air raid offense. They talked about the new scenario engine and all of that. And again, I'll have an article probably up tomorrow just basically reviewing what they talked about on the stream and about QB1 and about franchise. Coach mode is also getting scenarios too. They talked about development traits, and now there will be normal, star, superstar, and then superstar X factor. So there's going to be 4 development traits. Those will be hidden for the draft and everything. They said that there was contract updates, but they said that they've done something so you won't be able to manipulate the contracts. But I'm under the impression that they just changed the logic. I don't feel like they really changed how contracts are done, and to me, I feel like that's going to be a big concern for the CFM community, because I know that was one of their pain points. I'm hoping that they just didn't want to talk about it or reveal it, but the way he talked about contracts, he just talked about the logic behind the contracts and how people were manipulating that logic to work for them, and that now they won't be able to do it. So we'll see. We'll see. They say, this means that there will be more authentic. It said we're taking a meticulous pass on existing player contracts to ensure they match the NFL. So I think for real that they're just making it so that you can't manipulate the logic. But I don't feel like they've done anything to contracts other than that. Like for me, I want to be able to negotiate in season. If a guy's coming to the end of his contract, I want to be able to negotiate, add terms. I want to be able to front load contracts. I want to be able to back load contracts. I want a player who has a personality of not being selfish to take a cut if he wants to, hold on to his legacy as being on that team. I want him to be able to take a cut. All of those factor into contracts, and I don't think they've gotten that. I really don't think they've gotten that, or they haven't talked about it yet. They talked about progression updates. No, I don't think this is all though, Brooklyn Bully. I will say this. All the stuff that they talked about for franchise so far, I don't think that's it. I think there's going to be some more stuff to come from franchise. Now, I'm not one of those privileged guys anymore that gets flown down and seen the game early to know what's in or what's out. So I'm just like you guys. I'm getting all this information like you guys, but I know typically they put out some stuff. They put out all the new stuff, but there's some stuff that they might not put out that they fix, because the last thing that they want to do, and y'all, I mean, come on, is y'all got to give them credit for this, is that they don't want to put out, oh, we fixed this or we did this and it was a fix, because then you'll be like, oh, but that's not a new feature. But even though it's not a new feature, that fix might be everything. So, so I wouldn't say that this is everything for CFM, but this is a good chunk. This is a good chunk, and it's a good chunk early. Like, usually we don't get this until like 3 weeks before EA Play, and we're like a month and a half before EA Play, or a month from EA Play. So they also talked about draft updates, and they also talked about a little bit of gameplay stuff that probably was going to be talked about during the gameplay stream, but it looks like they fixed the trajectory, or they tuned the trajectory of quarterbacks. Nah, Brooklyn Bully, they don't fly me out there to test anymore. It's all good. I mean, it is what it is. I'm still going to do what I do, so it's all good. EA Play is June 10th through the 12th, I think. I think it's kind of cool that you could play the Pro Bowl too, Cletus. You know, how will we know which players could be beneficial in RPOs? I don't think you'll know which players can be beneficial in RPOs. Probably players that have high agility, that especially if your wide receivers can cut, those type of players, like the Edelmans and stuff like that. RPOs are just run play options where the quarterback gets up there and he can either hand the ball off to his running back, or he can take it out and throw it to a wide receiver or something. But the good thing about RPOs, and I hope they do this right, is they have to be quick, because what happens is the offensive line is going to run block. So they're going to be going down the field. So if you take it out of that belly, you got to throw it real fast so that those offensive linemen don't get called for illegal man down the field. So I'll be interested to see if those kind of things are in there. Like, if I do an RPO and I do a pass and I hang on to it, will I get a penalty or what? What are you talking about, Madden 134? Will you get packs? No. You have to be in the live stream in order to get the Twitch packs. I think Mutt is going to be another week. So I'll show you here. If we go back to my site, I have in this article, I actually have the schedule. So right here, you can see the schedule. Next Thursday will be Superstar X Factor abilities. So they'll go into the Superstar X Factor abilities, which is cool. May 16th, that's when they'll talk about Mutt. May 23rd, they'll talk about gameplay deep dive. And then May 30th, they'll talk about Madden Mobile. They'll have a week off, and then it's EA Play. So, I mean, some good stuff. Some really good stuff. Guys, make sure you stick that follow button if you're if you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube. Make sure you stick that like button and subscribe to the channel. So, again, go out to my site. I have an article on shopmaster.tv that talks about everything you need to know about Madden 20 so far. Actually, today I put out an article talking about my top questions heading into the deep dive for franchise and face of the franchise. So let's see if any of those questions were answered. So my first question was, how much better is the face scan going to be this time around? It seems like there is no face scan, which to me is an embarrassment. Like, you got face scan on NBA Live, other sports things are doing face scan, why can't we have face scan in Madden? Especially when the helmet is on the head 90% of the time. So it doesn't even matter in that fact. And maybe that's the reason why they can't do it, is because there is a helmet on the head. But it seems like in this new face of the franchise, there's going to be a lot of moments that, are not on the field. So they talked about, meeting Kyle Murray on the red carpet. And they talked about, some other places, meeting Pat Mahomes, somewhere else, and, all of that stuff. So it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, I agree, Smitty. I don't know. I actually thought the face of the franchise QB1 would get more play, but actually franchise actually got more play, and I'm happy about that. I agree with you, Lockdown. NCAA had face scan, so there's no reason why they can't do it. Appreciate that follow, Raider Nation, KY83. All right, so my second question was, will you be able to demand a trade to the team you want to go to if not drafted by that team? I don't think he answered that. I think the question is you can, but I'm not sure. I know for sure he didn't answer that. Is there a possibility for some DLC to be running back one or other positions in the near future? He didn't answer that. Why do you choose the dialogue mechanic from NBA Live, which in my opinion is awful compared to 2K's dialogue? That wasn't addressed. I'm pretty sure there's still no tattoos, but how much will you be able to customize your character? It did look like there's more customization to the character for Face of the franchise. So I was happy to see that. It looks like there'll be multiple beards, multiple hair, multiple skin tones and stuff like that. So I think they did provide better editing. Right, they did have face scan in the previous Madden. That's why I don't understand why they're not doing it this way. And is there an end game to the mode? Like, I know you could play franchise mode and play 15 seasons, but is there an end game to the mode? Like, can you retire and there's a celebration and you get your a bus in Canton and stuff like that? Like, to me, and maybe you come back as a head coach or a coordinator or something. Like, is there an end game? We talk about Avengers and stuff. No spoilers in the chat, but there's an end game. So I want to see if there's an end game to QB1. Appreciate that follow, Mr. Mixit with the soda. Appreciate that. All right, so then on franchise, I had these questions. Will there be a coaching carousel or offense and defensive coordinators in the game? Again, this wasn't addressed. It's a big stickler for the CFM community. I know they want to see that. Have contracts been redone to represent the ability to renegotiate backload or front load? They didn't really address that either. So I think they did address contracts, but not editing contracts and stuff like that. The playable Pro Bowl sounds nice, but how does that work in a multi-user online league? This was one of the questions he actually did answer. And so the top two guys in each conference will play the Pro Bowl. Will there be more commissioner options? Don't know yet. Didn't address that. In regards to the scenario engine, will that be updated throughout the year so you don't see the same scenarios? I don't think he addressed that either. How many scenarios are in the system already? Didn't address that. And then with franchise now being on a live server like MUT, what additions can we expect throughout the year? That wasn't addressed either. So those are my questions. And I'm going to pass my questions on to Gibbs and Farrells so that they know. In fact, I'm about to send out a tweet right now. Because really only one of those was answered. You don't think they said anything about franchise type work? Really? You don't think they said anything? Like anything? Like all this stuff about the Pro Bowling returning, how spread out the ratings now are going to be in franchise mode, the new scenarios, the new development traits, coach mode, contract updates, progression updates, draft updates. Um, you you feel like they didn't say really anything about franchise. See, I gotta disagree. They did say stuff. Did they say the right stuff? Maybe not. Maybe not. I'll give you that. They didn't say the right stuff. Like if you're a big time CFM, hardcore CFM guy, you're probably looking at this and like, this is nice, but it really didn't address my concerns as a CFM player. Like, yeah, ratings spread. Okay, I can see where that can be beneficial, but they really didn't address coaching carousel. They didn't address, offense and defensive coordinators. They didn't address, can I do more with contracts? Like those are the top three things that I hear all the time when I ask people, what they want in their CFM. And then if you're a commissioner, you're like, I want more options. I want to be able to more options. Now, Brooklyn Bully, I think that's where the scenario engine comes out, coach, because I did read that, and see, I don't know if this was something in, I believe it's in franchise mode too, but now all the players, like the one thing they didn't talk about player personalities. And now every player is going to have a personality. And depending on what you do, there will be holdouts. There will be guys who you franchise tag and decide they want to just retire. Like, I know you franchise tag me, but I don't want to play for you no more. So because you didn't trade me, I'm going to retire. So they did talk about that kind of stuff, Brooklyn Bully. They didn't talk about it on the stream, but I know they talked about it in other articles. I saw stuff like that. Players not reporting to camp, that's like a holdout, right? Players not reporting to camp is a holdout. So that's in there. The holdouts, demanding trades, all of that is in the game based on the new scenario engine that's in Madden NFL 20. What's up, Ropes the Gamer? How you doing, man? So, no, I didn't see anything about dynamic weather or living crowds. About moving your franchise, no, there was nothing in there about moving your franchise. But again, guys, I don't think this is it for franchise mode. Like, I know y'all see this and y'all like, is that it? No, I don't think it's it. But you can't say that is nothing. And that's what I want to point out. Now, is it what I like personally? Is it what I was looking for? No, you can tell by my questions. I wasn't even looking for about development traits, coach mode, progression updates, new scenarios. Like, I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm thinking about stuff that most hardcore guys want. More options if you're a commissioner. You want, offense and defensive coordinators. You want a coaching carousel, stuff like that. So, all right. So we can continue to talk about this. Let's continue to talk about this. The other thing I didn't like was actually it was okay. Shot, for some reason I feel that's it. Hey, Brooklyn Bully, you have every right to feel that way. There's nothing that has been done that says otherwise. So if you feel like that's it, then hey, I can't even argue with you. I can't even argue with you. Was OD and DC added? No, I don't know. OC and DC added? I don't know. They didn't talk about it. They didn't say anything to note if it was added or not. The one strange thing I will say is that there was a screenshot of Andy Reid's plays, his scheme. And so it showed his offensive scheme as being air raid, but it didn't show his defensive scheme. And so I wonder if his defensive scheme is tied to something else, which is why they didn't want to show it. I don't know. I'm just, throwing it out there because I don't know if that's the case. But you're right, Kenneth. This is still early. There will be other streams, but there won't be other franchise streams. The next time you'll get some franchise news is probably a week before EA Play. Probably a week before EA Play. That's when you'll get the other franchise mode. So let's go ahead and open up this pack. I don't expect there to be anything in it. Oh, 2,000 coins. Okay. That's the first time I've seen a coin quick sell in there. Not that I need 2,000 coins right now. I mean, every coin helps. So this is the Madden reveal stream switch. Okay. They're starting to put quick sales, coin quick sales in the game. Okay. I'll even make a bet with you. Dang, Shot, I'm so frustrated. I know, man. I know. And again, like I said, I can't even do nothing. I can't even do nothing with you. Like, if you're frustrated, hey, there's nothing I can say that's not gonna make you not be frustrated. I got another Twitch there. And there's nothing wrong with feeling optimistic as well. Is Weekend League open? Okay, Weekend League is open. All right, I'm gonna show you guys my squad real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna play Weekend League. Might as well, cause so there is no giveaway stream tomorrow. I'm gonna do it Tuesday. Tuesday 8:30. We're gonna have a giveaway stream. It's a recopy of Madden 19 franchise. Real talk, you win, I'll send you a copy, and vice versa. You don't have to send me a copy. I'm already gonna get a copy. I'm gonna find some way to get a copy. They might not be flying me down and stuff, but I know too many people in that building not to get copies. Plus, I'm gonna be giving away multiple copies of the game always. So what's the bet, Brooklyn? The bet is that nothing new other than that stuff on that list will be announced for franchise. That's your bet. Let me know. Lock it in. Lock it in. You got 47 other people in here that is waiting to hear what you're gonna say. And guess what? If I win, then yes, you'll send me a copy that I'm gonna give away to somebody else. So lock in your bet. Lock in your bet, Brooklyn Bully. Huh? Come in. Daughter alert. Daughter alert. What? What's wrong? Oh no. My baby girl's sad. What? What's wrong?
Andre's leaving tomorrow.
Andre, your friend? Where's he leaving to?
Sounds like
For what? School?
he's moving down.
Oh, they're moving. You didn't know he was moving?
No, you just found out today.
That he's moving Saturday?
He got in trouble.
Oh. So he being sent, boy. What did he do?
I'm gonna do
No, you're not.
that.
Sit down. All right, so that's the bet, Brooklyn Bully. That there's nothing. Hold on, let me pull it up again. So there's nothing in this list right here. You're saying that this list is all the new stuff that we're getting for franchise mode in Madden NFL 20. There's nothing new other than this stuff right here. Please tell me you're locking that in. All right, he's locking that in. All right, we're gonna put what you call back in. Don't be sad. Oh, one of my daughter's friends is moving. She's sad. All right, let's lock it in, Brooklyn Bully. So he just has better speed. Got you. All right, that's a lock in. All right, so guys, remember this date, May 2nd, 2019 at 8:07 p.m. Brooklyn Bully and I are on a bet, are engaged in a bet. His bet, the bet is that there's nothing new out of the things that we already know right now in that article that's on EA Sports right now that will be added to Madden NFL 20 CFM from here until the game releases. That's the bet. He's locked it in. The loser of the bet sends the other person a copy of Madden NFL 20 of their system. All right, it's locked in. We got it on videotape now. We got it on videotape. We got it in audio. We good. All right, we're going to play again with... Nah, we're going to keep Odell in there. Has to be the limited edition? Nah. It doesn't have to be limited. I tell you what, if... You'll tweet me also? Okay. Bet. He lost that already. He lost it already. He don't even know it, huh? He don't even know it, does he, Doral? Facts. Okay. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. You gonna be okay?
I just told you.
I'll be your friend. She just rolled her eyes at me. I can't be your friend? Huh?
I said I want actual friends.
Excuse me? Yeah, $60 version. That's good. So, what about like friends at school?
I'm only there for like 3 hours.
So you can make some friends. It takes you 3 hours to make friends over the course of 14 weeks.
Well, it's over now, basically.
No, they're dropping the monthly rewards next Thursday, I believe. At least I didn't get I didn't get my monthly rewards, even though I shouldn't probably get much. Did you talk to mommy about it?
Yeah.
Did she say she was gonna be your friend?
I guess. She said
All right, Kendall, have a good one, man. You can be out of town. Don't worry, your rewards will still be there. Lockdown. What kind of uniforms are these? Look like prison uniforms. Appreciate everyone in the chat. Make sure you stick that like button if you are on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. If you are on Twitch, go ahead and stick that follow button for me. I find so many people come out in this H-back dive to start the game. Chewbacca died. I just watched Solo the other day. What are you talking about, Kenneth? No spoilers, man. I don't even know if that's a spoiler or not. Good one. Oh, the actor in real life. Oh, okay. That's tough. Oh my goodness. This guy's gonna run me to death? Okay, alright. Oh, there we go. Sweet sweat. Yo, appreciate that follow, Ryan. Oh, let's go. What's up, NYC? How you doing, man? Just gonna play a couple games of weekend league. Oh, come on. Go Raptors? Raptors playing good? My daughter's a big Raptors fan. Really? This dude's just going... Oh, well, game 3 just starting. Okay.
Don't turn it on.
Don't turn it on? Why?
So I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to see anything.
Oh.
Jeff is commentating, so I have to watch it on
Oh, you're from Canada? Nice.
If I hit one of these buttons, will it show up?
No. I've disabled it.
Can I have it?
Have what?
I don't know. What is this?
Oh my goodness, he lucky that was tipped. He lucky that was tipped. That was... Wow. That was a pick. That was a pick. That was a pick. What are you doing? My daughter is so annoying sometimes. He settled for the field goal. He settled.
Don't mess with me.
You settled it. I'm not touching you. She's so annoying. She's so annoying. She's so annoying. She is so annoying. Sometimes she can be sweet, but other times she can be real annoying. You're not even saying that, so it's. Oh man. Alright, let's get something on offense.
I should draw a face.
Oh Lord, now she gonna go crazy now.
Oh, I wish I was right-handed. I'm not. I draw a face. Well, they wouldn't even be able to see it.
Oh my goodness. Alright, usually I run it on first down. I don't know why I did it, because now I'm not on the hashes, which is a problem. Oh, I see you, Haskins. I see you throwing across your body. Ooh, yeah. Oh. What's up, kid? How you doing, man? Just playing some weekend league, you know. Nothing real big. Oh, I can't even do that. Alright, we gotta change these around. What's up, Chef? Yeah, that's right. HTT all day, baby. Oh, go down. I gotta have more room over there. We haven't ran yet, but it's because he like crowding the box, so we're trying to space him out a little bit. Okay. See here, I feel like he's spaced out a little bit more, and he was blitzing, of course. Guys, if you still want to talk some Madden NFL 20, just go ahead and ask your questions. Oh my goodness. Come on. What you doing? I swear it's more beneficial to drop back than to step in the pocket. Like seriously, I get sacked more times stepping in a pocket than I do dropping back unnecessarily. What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
All right, let's play some defense. Yo, y'all ever had that one annoying kid? Like everybody else like leaves you alone, but this one annoying kid just just don't stop. Stop.
No, you stop.
You see me trying to do something.
Okay, so. Are you playing on your Xbox?
No.
Then why is it on?
Because I was playing on it.
Alright, bud. Good night.
Alright, good night.
Love you.
Love you.
See you tomorrow.
Yep. Oh my god. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I see guys dropping back with Vic so long. And I'm just like, I saw somebody the other day I was playing, they dropped back with Kyler Murray so far. Like at least 30 yards. At least 40 yards.
Well, I heard this dude named Schrodinger put cats inside a box. Someone please call PETA. That's quite unorthodox.
Here we go.
Is the Heisenberg uncertainty principle all in effect? Zombie cats both alive and dead. Well, what did you expect? When deciphering the binary, the waveform goes away. If you measure probability of specific quantum states, you can't know a priori how an atom might behave. Yet through this observation, the universe is changed. What? I've never seen a cat like that. Schrodinger, I'm sorry, but you might get slapped. Well, you won't get slapped at the very same time. Why can't you make up your mind? Micro to macro, classical to quantum. Positions. I think we have a problem. We check out the cat. Is he alive or dead? You say both, but now you're messing with my head.
I thought I put somebody on. I guess not. I was about to say, I thought I put somebody on.
I mean, a place where I can catch Pokemon after dark. Two answers at once. That's the haps, like Kellyanne Conway's alternative facts. Live while I'm dead. Schrodinger said it. Many possible worlds. You can go ask you Everett. The future state, like being asleep while at a chain smoker show. Wait, that happens constantly. Hold on, the possibility.
Come on, you gotta make him discard that.
I can find a new example. Shaggy ass, how bags work.
Golly.
Unpaired electrons. Don't feel like a jerk. 7 million records sold. That's a lot, ICP. Well, juggalos are criticized for lacking PhDs. And how can Twitter keep dissing Violent J when he hooked them up? That's not okay. On VegaLovers.net, I press refresh. On Hot 97, just getting upset. He's like Tech Nine's a boy, but we paved the way. Blase Rose got dropped. I don't know what to say. And by the way, I saw Twisted at Webster Hall. A fight broke out, and the lights went on. You can't manhatch your men. Jamie and Paul, why'd you have 7 openers that night after all? So what is a juggalo? I don't
Come
know.
on.
I left with a really sad feeling that show. Coming home, my girlfriend.
I guarded everything. You still had. Why do you still have so much time left?
Scrap the box. One minute it was there, then one minute it was not. I'm like, oh my god, it's like Schrodinger's cat. The cop's like, what? I'm like, imagine that. Okay, maybe I think I might be getting off track. In a song about quantum physics and cats. My point is that a deterministic vision might limit your view and be in prison. While the probability that this verse is too long is 100%. So let's finish the song. I've never seen a cat like that. Schrodinger, I'm sorry, but you might get slapped. Well, you won't get slapped at the very same time. Why can't you make up your mind? Micro to macro, classical to quantum. Positions.
Hey, appreciate that follow, that boy Trey Gaming.
Is he alive or dead? You say both, but now you're messing with my head. I've never seen a cat like that. Schrodinger, I'm sorry, but you might get slapped. Well, you won't get slapped at the very same time. Why can't you make up your mind? Micro to macro, classical to quantum. Positions. I think we have a problem. We check on the cat. Is he alive or dead? You say both, but now you're messing with my head.
Oh my goodness. He's gonna run it right here. All right, we get the ball at half. I swear I only had like one possession, right? I had one possession this whole first half. I use strip sack, man. It don't work. Yeah, I hardly ever see a strip sack. Strip, of course, is the R1 button. R1 if you're on PS4. RB if you're on Xbox. It wears every blue moon. Whenever I tackle a quarterback, I never get a strip animation on the quarterback. Even when I try to strip sack. Actually, it's when I try to strip sack is when they break the tackle. Yeah, RB by itself. Oh my goodness, man. Nothing in the run game right now. Oh, come. Oh, thank you. He's not faster than. Oh, that's Mac, I guess. Okay. My bad. All right, we're going for it. Let's go. We needed that. We needed that. Let's go. Come in. Oh, yeah. I thought those were yours. I didn't think they were mine. Oh my goodness. Yo, appreciate that follow, Shaggy Cowboy. This man. Ah. Golly. Oh, and he's gone. He's gone. That's Dion. He's gone. I see you, AP. Ah. I had the street wide open too. Oh my goodness. Going back to this. Ah. Settle for your field goal. Ooh. There you go, Kevin. He's gonna run it again and kick his field goal. Told you he was just gonna run it and kick a field goal. Hey, what's up, Kel Bell? How you been, man? Come on, Smith, give me this block. All right. Sorry, we just gotta put one drive together. Ah, come on, throw it. Come on, Haskins, throw it. We know he blitzing. We know he's blitzing. Is there a timing method or something with any tips? What are you talking about, Durrell? yeah, we got one. That's what he was on, aggressive. Okay. Oh, to get the strip fumble on the quarterback? They better not give me a whatchamacallit back. I knew they was going to do that. I knew they was going to do that. I hate that they do that. Like, I'm not on aggressive. I'm on balance. Why is my team jumping off sides? Like, if I was him, I would probably go back to aggressive. Way to hold on, Jay Reed. We'll take that. Take that. Anytime we see a blitz, we're going to take that. Oh, I'm getting so sick of these dudes just batting down stuff because they're close to the line of scrimmage, man. My team look like it's built for air raid. I don't even know what type of players are in an air raid system. That's my problem. Let's go. Let's go. Good throw, Haskins. I'm on the 3. Hate being on the 3. I would think short route running would be better. I actually think he wants me to score, but I'm going to take my time here. All right, 1 point lead. He's got all his timeouts. Come on, let's take a fumble. We'll take a fumble on the kickoff, for real. For real, for real. We'll take a fumble on the kickoff. Ah. Oh, that should have been intercepted. Oh, my goodness. Give it. Oh, no. They just cheated me. I hate this game sometimes, man. It just rewards bull crap like that, man. Golly, they just cheated me. He didn't score because he's less than a field goal. Ah. This is how it's gonna end, huh? This is how it's gonna be. I'm with you, lockdown. This is my last game, man. If I lose this game, I'm done. Actually, I probably shouldn't have used that last time out. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't have used that last time out. I should have just let him kick the field goal. Just give me 13 seconds left. Oh, and then I get a face mask. Yes, just give him another first down. Why don't you? This is why I can't play Weekend League, man. That's why I can't play Weekend League, man. It's just... do my best every time. Every time my best is not good enough. EA doesn't love us. I'm convinced EA doesn't love us. Might as well try something like this. Of course. Yeah, just roll around, Davis. I was gonna see how long I could hold it. What's up, Zoe? How you doing, fam? That was not a game I should have lost. But it is what it is, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all going over, some of the Madden 20 info with me. A lot of info. Again, make sure you check out my site tomorrow morning, shopmaster.tv. I'll have some more info with some screenshots and some other stuff for you guys to look at. We're going to go and host somebody, of course, like we always try to do, try to spread the love. So make sure you go in there, tell them that, we see them. We see you. Let's see. We got D. Croft, Mug Guru. Anybody else? I want to give it to somebody that's playing Madden but doesn't have a lot of viewers. I guess I'm just gonna send you guys to Mud Guru's stream. Yeah, I think I'll just send you to Mud Guru's stream. So hey, make sure you tell Goo Shop said what's up and that he misses him. All right, y'all have a good one. Peace.